YouTube, what's going on, you guys? In today's video, I got you guys with the new best settings to be using in Black Ops 7. As you guys can see, it is literally 6 a.m. right now on the East Coast, and we are on New Zealand. Took our little vacation that we take annually every year, but without further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into the settings, since I know that that's what you guys, of course, are all here for. Starting off, we're going to be doing the controller settings. If you guys are a controller player, this is definitely the video for you. If you guys are on PC or keyboard and mouse, I highly recommend that you guys watch this video for everything. But once it gets to the keybinds and sensitivities, if you guys want to look at someone else, of course, feel free to do so. But I feel like there's a lot of useful settings and information that you could still find on this video, so stay put right here. Getting into the controller settings, though, we are on tactical flip because I like to slide cancel with my right thumbstick, and we also have our shooting as our bumpers. If you guys don't use this setting, that's completely okay. This is just something that's up to personal preference. Moving on to sensitivity, I use 1.45 across both horizontal and vertical. It's just what feels the smoothest and what a lot of pro players use overall. And then another thing too is we got controller vibration off because I just feel like it distracts you way too much. Same thing with trigger effects. I know that the whole point is like, oh, you're supposed to be immersed in the game. In a multiplayer game like Black Ops 7, it really doesn't matter. What matters the most is getting your gun up the quickest and having the smoothest aim, so we have that, of course, off. Dead zone inputs, we have this reduced to 3 and 3. This is going to be changing on a situational basis because a lot of people are going to have controllers with stick drifts. Sometimes you may not, like me, so you can run things as low as 3. But bottom line, also make sure that your right trigger and your left trigger dead zones are set to 0, so they have the lowest amount of actuation possible. For the aiming, going into the sensitivity multiplier, I just keep this at the base, which is 1. Aiming advanced settings, this is super important because I actually didn't have this setting on in the beta and it made a huge difference. It made me feel horrible. Make sure you guys turn your ADS sensitivity transition timing to instant. Also make sure you guys turn your aim response curve type to dynamic. It's one of the cleanest feeling ones in the game, so make sure that you guys switch that to dynamic. Aim assist, of course, is on. Motion sensor function behavior is off. If you guys move over to movement, for sprint assist, I have tactical sprint assist on tac sprint assist. If you guys want to do show more, make sure that the sprint delay is, of course, set to 0 and these two settings are on. Mantle assist I have off. Crouch assist I have off. Corner slicing is on. Wall jump assist, I personally have it off because I like to control the timing of my wall jumps. But if you guys are having a really hard time on dialing in all the wall jumps, I know a lot of pro players and people are using forward only. Sideways only has just got them bouncing off the walls way too much, so forward only is a really good one to put on, but I'm just personally going to leave it off. Combat roll assist, I have this turned off. I want to again be able to control when I do the combat roll. I don't want to fall from a high height and then all of a sudden combat roll when I'm in the middle of an SMG gunfight against an enemy, so that's super important. My slide and dive behavior is set to hybrid, so that way I can tap only to slide and I can hold my sprinting button and press my sliding button to dive forward. I get to use both, so that's super important. My automatic airborne mantle is set to on. Sprint restore is on. Slide maintain sprint is on. Parachute automatic behavior right now is set to always. However, of course, in battle royale, we're definitely gonna want to set this to off, so make sure you guys have that on. Wingsuit activation is manual. Wall jump activation is press. Slide combat roll behavior is tap to slide. Combat roll camera is third person. And as for my movement advanced settings, everything here is the exact same, so you guys don't have to worry about anything like that. Moving on to combat, here's my quick combat settings. I don't have anything really changed here right now. Nothing in here is really important. You could just leave it on default. As you guys can see, I literally haven't changed anything in here, so that's fine. As for the graphics, right now I am on console, so all of my PC settings are not showing up. But when you guys go to your graphics, you're on PC and you're doing the Xbox Game Pass method, I personally just turn everything that I can all the way to the lowest setting so I can get the maximum frame rate possible. That's what I personally recommend, and that's what I think that you guys should do too. As for view, I have 120 FOV, so it's fully maxed out. My ADS field of view is affected, so that way there's less visual recoil. My weapon field of view is default. Third person field of view is 90. Vehicle field of view is default. And make sure you guys turn your first third person camera movement and third person ADS transition. Turn this to 50 and leave this as third person ADS. Inverted flashbang is all up to personal preference. I like to leave this off just because I've gotten used to the big white flashbang, but I know a lot of people like to turn it to black. As for audio, everything in here is pretty much the basic preset. I've been hearing a lot of stuff about Treyarch mix and what mix to use. I would say right now use Treyarch mix. It's the most optimized one and the one that Treyarch was actually focusing on when making the game, and they actually made some audio improvements, so I would say keep Treyarch mix as your audio mix. And then of course, moving on to the interface, Everything that I have here is default. I just like to have my server latency on, my packet loss on, so that way I can see what's going on in my game. Color customization, this is something that really is up to personal preference. I like to have my enemies actually set to green, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. It's just something that I've personally been doing for a little bit, so that's just how I am. But of course you guys absolutely do not have to do this. I like to have my team set to blue, my party set to blue. I might put my actual party set to like a lighter shade of blue, just so that way I actually know who is who. But green just overall looks better for me, but this absolutely is not something you guys have to do. Another thing too is the color filter. Filter 2 is a more vibrant filter, so putting that to both and then turning it all the way up for world intensity to 100 might make your guys' game also just look much more vibrant. So I highly recommend that you guys do that. And once you guys have done all of that, you guys have officially dialed in the best settings to be using for Black Ops 7. So if you guys do want to watch some Black Ops 7 content, we also got a little bit of a Nuke gameplay for you guys after this best settings. Make sure you guys of course pull up to the Twitch at twitch.tv/itsrushwarzone. We're actually live right now as we're recording this video. I'm gonna go to the intermission screen. Everyone in the chat say what's up to the YouTube, so that way they can see that y'all are in here. We're going to be doing a Black Ops 7 giveaway later on today around noon, so 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you guys pull up so that way we can pick the winners. So I appreciate you guys for pulling up and watching the video, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Later. Why is he shooting me through the whole thing? All right, I gotta figure out how to get out of there. Or maybe I just don't push up at all like that. That was stupid of me. Dude, I mean, that's a problem that I couldn't hear that. I was on a ruthless, bro.
Hey.
Come on. All this map is holding angles, bro. That's all this map is. If I were to push up, I think that I would have flipped them already, so I kind of have to play it slow. 21. I got the nuke. Let's go, baby. Call that shit in. Call that shit in, baby. Oh my God. G freaking G. We had to play slow as shit, but I wanted the nuke, baby. 59 and 2. G freaking G's. One more time. If you guys want to see nukes, make sure you guys go down below and drop us a sub. Let's freaking go.